The NBA Finals are here. The Denver Nuggets versus the Miami Heat. Nikola Jokic versus Jimmy Butler. Two teams that little to no one expected to make it here. For the Denver Nuggets, they made their way to the finals off their explosive play, insane level of shooting, and high-level playmaking. For the Miami Heat, they made their way to the finals off their defensive intensity, incredible clutch play, grit, and determination. Both of these teams deserve to be in the finals right now, and we should be in for an exciting series, no matter what the critics might think. Before we get to how they stack up against each other, we first have to talk about the respective paths to the finals. For the Denver Nuggets, they were the 1 seed. And if you were a new fan, you would say that them making the finals was a given, but that just wasn't the case. In the first round, they played the Minnesota Timberwolves in a series that was over before it started. The Minnesota Timberwolves tried to make something out of nothing, but ultimately it was too little too late. Winning that series earned them a battle against the Devin Booker and Kevin Durant-led Phoenix Suns. Majority of people looked at this as the end of the road for the Denver Nuggets, as you can't really guard Devin Booker or Kevin Durant. But it wasn't so impossible for the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets overcame them both, and despite Devin Booker's historic play, they were able to win this series. They played incredible defense, they lit it up on offense, and simply outcoached them. They took care of business in 6 games and were on their way to their second Western Conference Finals appearance in the last 4 years. And who was the team that was in their way? The Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers this playoff run had beaten the second seeded Memphis Grizzlies in the first round and the defending champion Golden State Warriors in the second round. They had built a new identity off their defense and everything was gelling for them. This new look Lakers team was a dominant force and it seemed like nobody could stop them from achieving their ultimate goal. LeBron James and Anthony Davis looked to capture their second title together, until they met Jokic and company. Not only did this Nuggets team beat LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers, but they did so doing something that only a couple of teams have been able to do. That's sweeping LeBron James. This series took out any doubt that people may have on the Nuggets, showing the world that they were more than legit. For the Miami Heat, their first round matchup set the tone for their playoff run. A 1-8 matchup against the Milwaukee Bucks where they were heavy underdogs was over before it started, but not for the Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler went nuclear in this series, having an historic run and knocking off Giannis and company in 5 games. Now Giannis did miss a game and a half with that back injury, but still, this is a first seed going against an 8th seed. The Milwaukee Bucks team was very tough, but the Miami Heat didn't care. After this series, the Eastern Conference became wide open, and next came a battle with the New York Knicks. This series is one that everybody predicted to be gritty. The New York Knicks fought, but ultimately it was a team effort in this one that led the Miami Heat to victory. And now we're here, with the Miami Heat fresh off a very interesting conference finals win over the Boston Celtics. As you can imagine, they were underdogs in this one as well, but that didn't matter, of course. They would go up 3-0 on the Boston Celtics and the series was over, or was it? The Boston Celtics would retaliate, winning 3 straight games with Game 6 having an improbable Derek White game winner. No team has ever come back down 3-0 in a series, and just like that, the Miami Heat had their backs against the wall, like they have all season. All of that praise, that turned into hate really quick. People thought that they shouldn't have even showed up to Game 7, but they did. And once again, they silenced everyone. The Celtics had a lot of things going for them, but the Miami Heat were able to get through all of that and now see themselves in the NBA Finals. So how do these two teams stack up? Now looking at some playoff stats, the Nuggets have the second best offense, averaging 116.4 points per game. They have been the second best shooting team during this run, a top 3 passing team, and are the best team at limiting their mistakes. For the Miami Heat, offensively, they have been middle of the pack this playoff run. They are the best shooting team. They're not really that big in the passing, but they do a great job at limiting their mistakes and are similar to the Denver Nuggets when it comes to their defensive impact. So now, let's look at head-to-head. These stats might be shocking, and for the last 4 years, it's been all about the Denver Nuggets. Over their last 10 matchups, the Denver Nuggets have won 9 times, and the Miami Heat have not beaten the Nuggets in Denver since the 2016-17 season. Jimmy Butler was in Chicago, Dwayne Wade was still in the NBA, and Tyler Hero hadn't even been drafted yet the last time they beat them in Denver. So the odds don't look all too good in this one, but the Miami Heat are here for a reason, and this series should be a lot closer than people think. Bam Adebayo will have to slow down Jokic as best as he can, and he's my X factor for the Heat for this series. If he plays at the all-star level that we know he can play at, I like the Heat's chances in this one. For the Nuggets side, my X factor is going to be Aaron Gordon. We know what Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., we know what they'll do. But what will Aaron Gordon do? The Heat like to run a lot of zone and will probably force Aaron Gordon to a lot of perimeter shots. He's their best defender and their best shot at guarding Jimmy Butler, so he cannot be played off the floor. It'll be up to him to make the Heat respect him. All in all, I think it's going to be a fun series. Just imagine what a ring would do for Jimmy Butler, what it'll do for Nikola Jokic, and how it will change Jamal Murray's career path. Will Caleb Martin be able to continue this hot streak that he's on? And who will be the unsung hero for each of these teams? My prediction is Nuggets in 6, but we'll see how it goes. And I just cannot wait for the games to begin.